Friday the 24th of July 20. This is where I left off last time. Today I hope to get through to Blidworth and then back to Kighill. So this is the A60, Nottingham Mansfield Road, over the bridge to the Calverton pit that was. The rail remained in place for a long time. In the past few years they've been taken up. So this little bit takes you down to Burntstump traffic lights, halfway house, or 7 Mile house, halfway between Nottingham and Mansfield allegedly. I do remember this little bit of road being built when the bit opened in the 50s. Because the road went much closer to the fence hedge at the side, and to get it over the railway, the new road on the left was built so that it could be inclined. At the traffic lights the road turns left towards Burntstump, where there's a hospital, the Nottinghamshire Police Headquarters and Burntstump Park. 7 Mile cottages, 7 Mile house, recently renovated and now to let. And it's at this point that the way crosses the road, so over to the other side into the Nettles. So it's over the road at Burntstump to the Nettles, and turn left and then down the road towards Burntstump. At this point the footpath on this side of the road disappears. Have to cross over. The traffic turning in from the main road, crossing over to the pavement this side. There is a sign on this post confirming that this is the way. You can hear little dogs barking, possibly the police dogs. And the sign coming up that says Sherwood Forest in Robin Hood's County. I always knew I lived in the middle of Sherwood Forest, but if you say that, people think you live in a tree. So Sherwood Forest in Robin Hood's County. This is where we leave the main road. Let's turn right for the police headquarters, the country park and the park hospital. And also a construction site, because I think they're rebuilding the police headquarters. So Sherwood Lodge Drive, over the road here. Burntstump Country Park, the park hospital, and the footpath cutting off a corner, I think. Nice to get away from the road. And the track comes out onto the road again. There is a sign asking us to bear left. To the right will be the police headquarters and the car park for the country park. To the left is the park hospital. And down on this track, in the middle of the two, plodding on like this, still with the hospital on the left, Sherwood Lodge, the police headquarters, the car park for the country park, and I haven't seen a sign recently, but I think the way is along this road at the back of that car park. A construction site there which may be the new police headquarters. Past the posts. And here's the marker that confirms the way. At the top of the country park, some other walkers in front, and they've just turned around and gone back. Through the gate at the end of the country park. Welcome to Paviers and Sportsfield. A slightly older Robin Hood Way sign on that post. Access only to Cockcliff Hill Farm and Police Dog Training Area. So this track comes out on the road from what used to be a crossroads on the A614. It is now a T-junction since the road from Uxton Calverton was cut off. It was at the top of a dangerous hill on the A614. Mini car park area here. It's a school. Which school is this? Burntstump Seeley. Not to be confused with Seeley School on Perry Road in Nottingham. This one's at Burntstump. The same. Coming out onto the road mentioned a few minutes ago, and there's a sign that's directing us to the left, and it goes down the track to join the road to the pumping station. So that sign is to the Burntstump Seeley Church of England Academy. There is the 614 at the end of it, and our path is down here. I believe it goes down here. And off down the hill. And the sign is here. Quite a long way down to the bottom to pick up the road that leads to Longdale Lane, which goes past the Papawick pumping station. So we can see at the bottom where the path joins the minor road. Coming out onto the minor road at this junction. Here is the railway line to the pit. We had a bridge on the main A60. What's it look like here? Arriving at the pumping station. I'll have a better view of it in a moment. Open in steam and bank holiday times. Pedestrians crossing, slow down. A group of houses here, perhaps occupied by the workers who were employed at the pumping station. That's probably the best view I'll have of the tower. when it's in steam. There's the main entrance. And the car park area used on such occasions. There's a bit of antique equipment here. That's Sanson wood. And at the end here you get the crossroads on Longdale Lane. So we get to the Longdale Lane junction. We've got our confirmatory sign. I think we keep on the right hand side of the road until it's safe to cross and then down the footpath away from the road. So I haven't seen an indication as to where we cross, but probably when we can see right down the straight piece of Longdale Lane. Definitely got to get nearer the corner to see what's coming up. They come up quite quickly here, about a mile of straight road. But it sounds quiet, so I'm going to cross over. It is going down there, but the path runs at this side in the undergrowth parallel to the road, starting here. Get through this undergrowth. Which has grown up around this barrier, and then the path clears. Perhaps that wasn't the best path. It should have been here. So having crossed over to the unofficial lay-by here, there's a sign on the post. It does get us through here. Through this bit of undergrowth. And although the sign says that way, there doesn't seem to be a way through that way. So it's down here anyway. So there's Longdale Lane, and the track runs parallel to it. Down to Blidworth Woods car park. On the map I saw on the internet, it was described as Blidworth Bottoms, but I think Blidworth Bottoms at the other side of the hill, up and over through Blidworth Woods. This is Blidworth Woods Longdale Lane end. Not quite at the Blidworth Woods car park. Another sign on the other side of the road for Sanson Wood, continuing up the side of Longdale Lane. Very nice part of the path, except for the noise from the traffic on Longdale Lane. It's certainly better than walking down Longdale Lane. But if you want to continue to the A614 road, when we get to the turn-off in a short distance, the remaining perhaps quarter of a mile is on the road, and that's not so good. In good time for winter, road liable to icing in the middle of July, possibly unlikely. It looks as if we're coming to the end of this stretch and turning through the wood. I'm not following that defined walk through the wood, although I'm not sure where this is going. May need to turn back. it should come out at the car park entrance, which I thought was the way the Robin Hood Way went. Coming out here. There's the entrance to the Longdale Lane into Blidworth Woods. There's the road in. Blidworth Woods car park gets very busy at night, and a lot of walking the dogs at around midnight. Horse riding area. Horses riding by permit only. I've not seen a sign for a while, so I don't know whether I'm on the official path, but this is the main track. Now, because that sign directed me to the left, I backtracked along it for about 5 minutes and couldn't find it going anywhere, so I recommend coming down to the Longdale Lane car park entrance and then taking the track straight ahead along this main track, which will lead up the hill and down to the bottoms, down into the dip and up the other side, and up the other side. Still, it's a long trudge. So at the top of that piece, veers slightly to the left and right again, gently downhill now. In front you can see the track dipping down and then going up. I suppose it's got to go down again to get to Blidworth Bottoms. We've gone past the dip now and the steady climb up the other side. Then it may be a drop down into Blidworth Bottoms. A bit of an open area at the top. It looks as if we veer to the right. Going downhill now, hopefully towards Blidworth Bottoms. If it's right, then we don't need any more signs, but if it's wrong, that's because there aren't enough indications as to which way the Robin Hood Way goes through Blidworth Woods. And on this track goes. I recall when I first did this, not too long after the Robin Hood Way was first introduced. I think I'd started at the start in Nottingham that day, and it was about 7 o'clock at night when I got here, and this track just seemed to go on and on and on. Even if you start not too far away, it still seems to go on and on and on and on and on. Still pursuing this track. That's a long way to go back if it's not the right one. But from the sound of the traffic, it does sound as if we're getting towards the road, a very minor road at Blidworth Bottoms. And there's the car park. And where the gate is, there's the road. There it is. So we come to the end of Blidworth Woods, and we get the Robin Hood Way sign telling us to go to the left. It's a bit of a squash through there, so people have made it this way and then round to the left along the minor road. So it's along this road for a short distance, past the horse riding school on the left, and we come to a sandy track that leads into the centre of Blidworth. Still on the minor road. So there's Blidworth up there. There's the Kirkfield Equestrian Centre and the start of the sandy track called the Byway that leads us off the road, up the track, sign there, to the centre of Blidworth. On the right there seems to be some machinery doing some logging. And there's compilation, danger forestry work in progress. Parts of this forest are temporarily closed to public access. Safety rules: keep out, keep away from machines, etc. But that was the way I was going. This is the way the track goes. Just come off it to look at those signs and back on the track here. It's opened up a little bit. Still trudging along this sandy track. Open fields on the right. Looks like we've got to go up the hill to Blidworth. Through the trees on the half right there you can see the houses on the outskirts of Blidworth. Approaching signs of civilization. Quite a climb now. Nearly at the top. This is the top. Beck Crescent on the right, continuing down. Just seen a sign on the post on the left. And this comes out at the War Memorial in Blidworth onto the main road, just here, from Blidworth to Ravenshead. Onto the main road. This is where we leave the main road. A sign over there says Blidworth Bottom. So we leave the main road, turning left. Over the hill, good view from these properties, and this leads to Blidworth Bottom. We go about halfway along and turn right across the fields. One or two cars going down here out of Blidworth. Blidworth Woods in the distance, the way we'll just come, and any moment on the right is the stile, the first stile of the day, quite a high one. One more stile to get out of this field and then we're clear. Onto the other side of the stile, across the field, the bottom of the field, to the next stile, which is another high one, but after that there aren't any more. Now here it doesn't say Robin Hood Way, but it is. So that's the stile. It's rather too high really, and this is the way we're going. I don't think there are any more. And here's a gap through the fence. Anybody a bit overweight is in trouble here. Nice new fence. to the next one, which is a gate. Please do not approach or feed the horses. Double gate, and it goes across the field to the post down there. Approaching the next gate, just a single one this time, and onto the fourth field. Gate and hedge removed at this point, into the fifth field. And then a similar hedge removal into field number 6. The hedge still here for the next field, through the small gap. Field number 7 coming up. Another gate for this one. This is field number 8. Approaching section 9. I can't say field because it's through a group of allotments. Here's section 9, closely fenced in. And to number 10, this is the field, so number 10, that's right. Approaching field number 11, it's 4:15. So round the gate on this one, and the big field, you wouldn't know where to aim if it wasn't defined, but this is very well defined with all the peas in the field. Track through peas, and partway through it changes to broad beans with loads of black fly on them by the look of it. Very nearly right to the road between Blidworth and Ravenshead at Fishpool corner. Final gate on the trek across the fields. And out onto the road. A pavement so far, and then we have to walk on the verge. So the sign over there says down this side road to Oxton, to the right Blidworth and to the left Ravenshead. But this road here does in fact lead to Blidworth Bottom first, before it crosses the Ollam Road to go to Oxton. So we're approaching the final section towards Kighill Lane and Ravenshead proper. And that's where I'll finish today. The road turns to the right, our track goes straight on. Through the open gateway, along the track to the corner of Chapel Lane, Kighill Lane and Longdale Lane. So reach the top of that piece, and then drop down. Away. This track continues for quite a way. Past the electricity substation, around the bend and downhill. And down the hill. Through the open gateway and up the hill the other side. The houses of Ravenshead on the horizon to the right. We've come to the end of the wide track, so it becomes this very narrow one, climbing up through the trees. Approaching the trees. Very near the top. Up to the top of the hill, after passing a group of people with 3 or 4 dogs, very friendly puppy. He's down the other side to where I stopped for today. Still going downhill, this wider track into a slightly narrower one. Now we can see the tops of the bungalows at the bottom of Chapel Lane, and track curves around slightly to the left to come out onto the main road. We finished just at the bottom here, 10 to 5, and that's where we finished today. Somebody waiting to come in. That's where the way finishes, just finished there. The Ravenshead way carries on up Kighill Lane.